Middle school, good morning, good afternoon. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you to the end of the year ceremony. This is a special day. It's the last day that we come together as a middle school this year. This year certainly has not been without challenges, without a roller coaster of emotions, and without the need to support one another. Truly, the pandemic has tested all facets of our humanity. I am so proud of the respect and care that you have shown one another. Hopefully all of you remember how you've dealt with these difficult circumstances and that you use them as a springboard and a reference for future adversities that you will face, because there will be many. In these last few days of school, let's continue to be kind towards each other. Let's finish strong. Let's also take some time to celebrate all we've accomplished this year, starting with the ceremony today. Let's get our program underway. Okay, so the first students that we will recognize today are those receiving Citizenship Awards. These awards are given to a select boy and girl in each grade who exhibit high character and who are exemplary community members. This award is named for our former middle school assistant, Mrs. Jackie Lee. Mrs. Lee retired 5 years ago after serving the PCDS community for 29 years. Mrs. Lee was selfless in her caring compassion for everyone. Her giving and supportive spirit embodies what this award is all about. Now for our awards. Students, if I read your name as an award winner, please come to the stage and I will give you congratulations and hand you your certificate. In fifth grade, it's hard to believe that this fifth grade student was new to PCDS this year. It's been a joy watching her blossom and become an amazing human being. She's ambitious, brave, compassionate, encouraging, and humorous. She's comfortable expressing herself and speaking up for others when they don't feel comfortable doing so themselves. She's always the first to notice when something isn't fair or inclusive, especially when a situation relates to a person's identity. She is unapologetically herself and has wisdom beyond her years. It gives me great pleasure to present the fifth grade Jackie Lee Citizenship Award to Rose Glassman. Also in fifth grade, this fifth grade student is thoughtful, empathetic, and cooperative, which makes him the ultimate classmate and community member. He has a heart of gold, which helps him lead his classmates and make sure everyone feels included. This student is incredibly hardworking and diligent and never shows off. His teachers often ask him to help with a wide variety of tasks, but frequently find he's already working on a solution before anyone realizes there was even a problem. Above all, this fifth grader brightens up our community. It inspires all of us to do our best, whether academically or socially. It gives me great pleasure to present this year's fifth grade Jackie Lee Citizenship Award to Ronan Brown. In sixth grade, the girl receiving the Citizenship Award possesses a remarkably ebullient spirit and is a natural leader amongst her peers. She always does the right thing and collaborates well with others in all classes as well as out on the field. She encourages others while also illuminating the path forward with her behavior. This student is mature beyond her years and sees the classroom from a 10,000-foot view, paying close attention to expectations and helping other students rise and do the next right thing. This student is steady as a rock, which is one of her most incredible qualities. One teacher refers to her as the voice of reason for her peers. It gives me great pleasure to present the 6th grade Jackie Lee Citizenship Award to Logan Sheridan. Also in 6th grade, the 6th grade boy receiving the Citizenship Award is well liked and respected by his peers. Every day, he is ready with a quiet, warm smile and greeting for his classmates and teachers. He's extraordinarily polite, thoughtful, humble, insightful, and just an all-around kind human being. This student doesn't do anything halfway, putting forth tremendous effort at school while maintaining a delightful and open-minded demeanor. Notably, he is considerably patient and willing to work with anyone, even those with different personalities and learning styles. He sets the bar high with his exceptional attitude and consideration for others. It gives me great pleasure to present the 6th grade Jackie Lee Citizenship Award to Max Harder. In 7th grade, Albert Einstein once wrote, "Nothing truly valuable can be achieved except by the unselfish cooperation of many individuals." This 7th grader is a role model whose actions show what it means to be unselfish. Whether she's in PE working on a group project or in science class, she looks for opportunities to get others involved. It's important to her to encourage her classmates, to lift them up and let them shine. She sets a positive example around the community through her kindness and inclusion. She navigates difficult social situations with grace and considers each person's feelings when seeking solutions. It gives me great pleasure to present the 7th grade Jackie Lee Citizenship Award to Brooke Vella. Also in 7th grade, navigating social politics in 7th grade can be tricky and all-consuming. This Citizenship Award winner has demonstrated that being a good person should always come first. Time and time again, he has shown his peers that it's possible to identify a comment or action as wrong without making a big scene or escalating the situation. With patience and understanding, this person has helped anyone who needed it, even if he had something else to work on. This person is open-minded and inclusive, strives to find the best in each person he meets. It gives me great pleasure to present the 7th grade Jackie Lee Citizenship Award to Braden Schuster. In 8th grade, this person is enthusiastic about everything they do, whether it's inventing a new product, improving a design, working with teammates on a presentation, or checking how the plants are growing. A familiar cry during advisory time is, "Let's go check the garden." This person is full of positive energy. They're loved by their classmates because they're polite and helpful to everyone they work with, as well as being incredibly funny and creative. It gives me great pleasure to present this year's 8th grade Jackie Lee Citizenship Award to Sarah Bendock. Also in 8th grade, this student is dependable, trustworthy, responsible, polite, and incredibly humble. This student always goes above and beyond in all he does. He is goal-oriented, setting forth plans for success and then implementing his plans with hard work. This student responds to the call of leadership. He is someone that helps his fellow peers and uses his natural charisma to uphold an atmosphere of enthusiastic sharing and learning. This student responds with courage when challenged to produce his best and always sets the bar high. It gives me great pleasure to present the 8th grade Jackie Lee Citizenship Award to Philip Kaplan. Who are these people? Good gracious. Did you bring them? Hey, thank you. You're great. Citizenship Award winners, congratulations. Our next award is the Eagle Award, which will be presented by our Director of Athletics, Mr. Shane Lewis. Coach.
Good afternoon. The Eagle Award for Excellence in Athletics will be presented to a male and a female athlete who have demonstrated how we would like every PCS athlete to perform. It is a tribute to their accomplishments on their teams and their participation in PE. These athletes sacrifice personal gain for what good sportsmanship and fair play is all about. Their coaches and PE teachers said that these students were the glue to their teams and their classes. They represented this institution with great integrity and great respect. There are many student athletes that can be recognized for their athleticism, their victories, and their achievements, but this award is more than that, as it recognizes being humble, respectful, and their participation in PE, and being grateful for the things and people around them. The Eagle Award is a tribute to their accomplishments over the past 4 years. In closing, I can truly say that we can give them the ultimate compliment. They made their respective sports, PE classes, their teammates, and their classmates around them better. Thank you for all your contributions here at PCDS. The female recipient. This young lady is bright, compassionate, gracious, hardworking, and humble. She never lets individual goals get in the way of the team. Her coaches have witnessed firsthand the athletic potential, the skill, the heart, and the desire that this young student athlete possessed. She was a leader both on and off the court and represented this institution with great integrity and respect for her teammates, coaches, and opponents. Her coaches say that it was an honor and a privilege to coach her. They said that she always came to practice prepared to take direction and make corrections. She exhibited the courage to step out of her comfort zone to do what the coach was asking. Simply put, she loved being coached and she loved to play. She was a 3-sport athlete, softball, soccer, and basketball, and she was a star at all 3. She dominated on the mound, was tenacious on the soccer field, and loved shooting the 3 on the court. She truly enjoyed playing with her peers and also loved playing for her school. This young lady stayed true to herself, and she did all of this with no attention drawn to herself. It's just who she is. We look forward to watching her progress for the next 4 years as she enters the upper school here at PCS this fall. I'm excited to present the 2021-2022 Middle School Eagle Award for Excellence in Athletics to Rachel Burns. The male recipient. This student athlete was one of the most coachable students here at PCDS. He did not strive for accolades, awards, or recognition. This student athlete always led through example with his hard work and the kindness to other students that was just delightful. He was a great student athlete who worked hard to improve and grow as an athlete in his skills and strength. He was determined and relentless worker in the weight room. In the weight room during the PE elective. He stepped out of his comfort zone and really led by his full engagement and concentrated effort. This athlete had integrity, honesty, and he pursued excellence in everything he did while always displaying genuine concern for others, as he always goes out of his way to treat people with respect and kindness. This young man epitomized what the PCS Athletic Award is all about. As his basketball coach, I was most happy with his growth, not only as an athlete, but more importantly as a person. We are excited to watch his journey for the next 4 years as he enters our PCS upper school this coming fall. I'm proud to present the 2021-2022 Middle School Eagle Award for Excellence in Athletics to J.D. Jones. Thank you, Ms. Sullivan.
Thank you, Coach Lewis. Eagle Award winners, congratulations. Our next award is the Middle School Math Award, which is also known as the Robert Wilson Scholarship. It will be presented by Ms. Tammy O'Day, the chair of the math department here at PCDS.
The Robert Wilson Memorial Scholarship is awarded to an excelling 8th grade math student in memory of longtime upper school math teacher and math department chair Robert Wilson. This year's recipient is a thoughtful, diligent student who has a curious mind and is truly a gifted mathematician. She is highly affable and humble and enjoys the learning process. She possesses the traits we look for in all of our math students. She looks to make connections with previously learned ideas. She persists in her problem solving and is willing to patiently help her classmates. It is my honor to present the Robert Wilson Memorial Scholarship to Erin Patterson.
So a few students are chosen to speak either at commencement or the end of the year ceremony, and the students chosen today were chosen specifically for this middle school audience. So our first speaker today has been here since first grade. She tells us about how she's become more comfortable with her African heritage as she's grown up. She teaches us how to accept our own diversity and the diversity that surrounds us. So without further ado, introducing Adele Ekpo.
Black girl magic is real. The hair, the beauty, the distinctiveness we have amongst the crowd is what makes us special. It took me a while to realize that I had it in me as well. My heritage is derived from the Ibibio tribe of Nigeria, Akwa Ibom state in southern Nigeria. Both of my parents are from there, making me a full Akwa Ibom Nigerian. They then moved here and had me in Arizona, where I have lived till this day. That makes me a first-generation American. Now, that's just stating the facts, but I had to play a part of my own by grasping the reality that my heritage is beautiful. It all started in kindergarten when I was the only kid in class with braids and the only black girl in class as well. My friends would always say, "Adele, let your hair down like us." Now the phrase "like us" is what I had to learn that I could never be like them, and my African heritage is always going to make me stick out of the crowd. So every day I would go home and complain to my mom and my babysitter how I don't like my braids and the other kids in my class don't have them, making me feel like the odd duck. She and my babysitter would try and convince me that my hair looked pretty the way it was, and my mom would even buy me books on how African hair was special and unique. Those books were so impactful that I still read one of those books till this day. But the older I got, the more I realized that this aspect of me is so cool. The way it's so versatile, kinky, and cute is what made me love it. But of course that wasn't enough for me. 6 years later, when I was in 4th grade, I attempted to bleach my hair blonde and make my skin very light because that's what I saw in ads and TV. So I searched up on WikiHow how to get a lighter skin tone, and it told me lemon juice and aloe vera can lighten your skin tone. So every weekend after school sometime, I'd steal my mom's lemon juice from her cabinet and her aloe vera cream and slather it on my face and legs, thinking that would do something. I did this for 3 months and got no results, so I gave up on that. A few weeks later, I accidentally bleached my hair on my hairline with a skin cream called Proactive. At first, when I was also very insecure about my acne, every day at night I would sneak some Proactive out of my parents' bathroom and put some on. But some of it got in my hair and bleached it a bit. I was so happy I found a way to get my hair to turn blonde that one day on the weekend that I actually got prescribed Proactive for my acne, I bleached the whole right corner of my hair with it. That's when my parents started to notice and stopped me from using Proactive for a while until it cleared up. So God knows what I would have done if I hadn't stopped. This memory about how I was so desperate to be somebody else was just buried in the back of my head for years, and I didn't really think about it that much until the end of 6th grade. And the more I think about it, the more I realize how much I was insecure about being black. But over the years, I've gained confidence and become more comfortable in my own skin. I've used these phases in my life as a reflection to look back on how much I've grown in the aspect of my confidence and my self-image and my African characteristics. And it also made me realize, as being a black girl, being different is unique, and being unique is powerful. I also want to use my story to encourage you all with your own unique characteristics to take advantage of it and not hide it, because that's what makes you shine amongst others. Whether it's your skin tone, hair, freckles, or body type, do not be afraid to show the true you. Like Tracy Ellis Ross said, and I quote, "It was when I realized I needed to stop trying to be somebody else and be myself, I actually started to own, accept, and love what I had." What she said is true. Now I love my almondy skin tone and my black kinky hair, whether it be in braids, cornrows, straight, or curly, and will never think about changing those parts of me ever again. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Adele. That was a wonderful speech. Our next speaker is going to be telling us about the lifelong journey of being an identical twin. He came to PCDS in 6th grade and talks about the ups and downs of having and being an identical twin, and how while it can be annoying at times, it's like having a friend for life. Let's now give a very warm welcome to Cole Berry.
People always ask me what life is like as an identical twin. I must admit, it's hard to explain. I've never not been a twin. I don't know what life is like as a singleton, the technical term for a person who resulted from a single birth. But the more I think about it, the more I focus on the idea of never being alone. I'm literally never alone. When my brother and I were born, my mom said we both slept right next to each other. We fit together like puzzle pieces. The doctor said we did that because we were used to being smushed together. You might be thinking, but Cole, don't you fight with your brother all the time? Well, you're completely right. We do fight. Sometimes I find my twin the most annoying person in the world. But for the vast majority of the time, I'm glad I have him. You know that moment on the first day of school when you feel all alone with no friends to talk to and no one to help you? Well, I don't really know what that feels like. I always have a friend, and he looks just like me. Did you know that my twin and I can open each other's phones with Face ID? Also, a little while ago, my neighbor put Will and I to a twinning test. He said he would ask us a bunch of questions that we had to answer instantly, without waiting for each other's responses. He asked, "What's your favorite food?" We both responded with spaghetti. He asked, "What's your favorite color?" We both responded with blue. Then he asked, "What is your favorite movie?" We both responded with Nacho Libre. Needless to say, we passed the twinning test. Now you might be wondering, have my brother and I ever swapped classes for a day? Absolutely not. These are just some of the numerous crazy things that happen when you're an identical twin. While it is sometimes annoying to be mistaken for my brother, I'm used to it. Plus, there are too many advantages to being a twin to focus on the few negatives. Not only is my twin my best friend for life, he also shares all my interests. We both love soccer and gaming. I always have a partner to practice soccer with 24/7. My brother and I have been playing soccer since we were 4, practicing by ourselves or with our dad in the backyard. Whenever I was struggling with my passing technique in soccer, my brother would not only help me, but push me to do better. Many people I meet ask me this question: who is the better twin? This question has forced us into a rivalry that drives us to keep working harder to be the better twin, even if it means being the better dog poop collector. So that's what life is like as an identical twin. It means going through life with someone who always has your back, someone who shares all your same interests and genuinely wants you to succeed. Even if you don't have a twin, I think it's what everyone deserves in a best friend. I'm just lucky that I was born with one.
All right. Thank you, Cole. That was quite the speech. All right, everyone. Our final speaker today is Lulu Poole, and she's going to be talking about a major obstacle that she was able to overcome this year. Rather than a speech, this is kind of a breakup letter ending a certain toxic relationship, which she'll explain further. So, giving our last speech today, Lulu Poole.
Fed up. A breakup letter to my eating disorder, aka Ed. Dear Ed, sorry, not sorry, but I'm officially breaking up with you. And to be very clear, it's not me, it's you. When you first came into my life, I was intrigued. I always felt a little insecure about my body. I always wondered what it'd feel like to look different. I always worried that people were judging me behind my back. Initially, our relationship was empowering. I liked the control I had over my body. I was proud of my ability to resist and restrict food, and I was pleased with the results. However, the relationship was clearly toxic. No matter what I did, I was never good enough for you. You kept pushing me to eat less, exercise more, and deceive anyone that questioned your intentions. Thanks to increased screen time and decreased social interaction, the pandemic allowed your manipulation to flourish. The mask I wore to shield me from COVID shielded my growing sorrow. And I know, I wasn't your only relationship. Adolescent eating disorders were up 300% in the last 2 years. As only 1 in 5 eating disorders are diagnosed, those numbers are undoubtedly higher. As our relationship progressed, it started to take a toll on me. I was constantly exhausted, my mind was foggy, and I developed a hypermetabolism. You were literally breaking my heart. And I'm not trying to be overdramatic here. An EKG showed that I had developed a concerning arrhythmia. Despite all of this, I remained loyal to our relationship. I mean, how bad could you really be? 85% of social media influencers are clinically anorexic, 55% of teenage girls say they're unhappy with their bodies, and 40% of teenagers admit to using unhealthy weight loss techniques. Fortunately, my parents knew you were trouble from the start. They saw the devastating impact you were having on me, both physically and mentally. When they learned that 10% of your victims die, making it the highest mortality rate for any mental health disorder, they knew they had to get me away from you. In December, they sent me to the Eating Recovery Center in Denver, Colorado for a 3-month residential treatment program. I literally begged them not to send me away. I didn't want to be away from my family, my friends, or my school. Truth be told, I also didn't want to be away from you. Even though I knew you were bad for me, I wasn't strong enough to give you up yet. Of course, you were persistent and followed me to Denver. Fortunately, you were not the only one. My parents rented an apartment nearby so they could support me in my recovery. Day by day, bite by bite. PCS created a personalized curriculum for me so that I could keep up with my studies and graduate with my class on time. And my friends, they showed up as well. I did not have access to a phone or computer while in treatment, so my friends sent postcards and letters. Yes, our generation knows how to use snail mail. All of this support motivated me in my recovery, which was a grueling process. Food is the only effective medicine, a cruel irony. Body acceptance is essential, but easier said than done. Progress is neither immediate nor linear. Even as I write this letter, I'm not fully over you yet. Thoughts still creep in my head day to day because, well, you're a creep. However, you no longer have the same influence over me as I know our relationship was based on a lie. You can no longer manipulate me as much as you did, as I know your perspective is distorted. Sadly, so many of your previous victims were too ashamed to admit they fell for you. They suffered in silence, never getting the treatment they so desperately needed. However, you will not silence me, Ed. I never want any of my classmates to fall under your spell. So today, I'm exposing you, and eventually I will destroy you. And when I'm done, you will understand why storms are named after people. So, Ed, it's time to say goodbye. I'm officially breaking up with you. I'm finally fed up. Yours truly, Lulu Airpool, a.k.a. Hurricane Lulu.
All right. Those are some great speeches. Thank you, Cole. Thank you, Adele. Thank you, Lulu. Can we have one final round of applause for all three? All right, yeah, that was fun. All right, I'm going to hand the mic back over to Mr. Sullivan. Thank you all.
Thank you, Sid. Students, thank you for those amazing speeches. We are now going to honor the heart and soul of this middle school, and that is the middle school faculty. So I am going to read the names of all the faculty and staff that make this middle school such an amazing place. They are going to come to the stage. You're going to hold your applause to the end, and then we're going to give them a long, sustained applause and of gratitude. Loretta Aguirre. Oh, let's hold our applause to the end. Rebecca Bernhardt, Carrie Bloomston, Nathan Botts, Shannon Burke, Kelly Butler, Casey Chen, Jennifer Cunningham, Chris Erickson, Maureen Fleming, Hannah Fox, Maki Fullerton, Elise Gentile, Brett Giroux, Kara Harris, Janelle Hoagland, Michelle Husky, Kelsey Knutson, Kavita Kukanor, Sheila Marks, Katie McKean, Brian Mensinger, Sean Newland, Kristen Pruitt, Maria Roman, Brent Root, Rachel Scarpone, Denise Sowers, Shannon Stringer, Julie Tamer, Amy Walker, Jim Waller, Deborah Wood, and Miss Liz Olson. Okay, join me in giving our faculty a huge round. Middle school faculty, thank you. You are amazing.